Nakitlong ka Ri Khasi. Ngiwan lam siya pi ko Ïohsngew bakhuit parpashngem. Ka beats aqua. Si postnem dang Ïapbiej sliang.
The next gen Tata Tiago. Dual tone interior, dual smartphone deck but wireless charger. Zip fast 100% watt shakmat batterian, blind view monitor, bakiway. Tek kum ki kaliram, hagador ke bejam, tak 1.2 lak. Just wow.
Hadian ka Jingtem berengya Marcin haka America's Got Talent ka nam jang u kala saphriang ka leng ka perthei kurukom tem gita jang u kala pen Ïapbiej wat ki nong tem gita pa pau nam bha kum uslash bat ki we ki klur Hollywood menta ka kinti ka jylla ka yo alat ban sakhi ya ka sap ka rapang jong u haka khat artrik unailar hajar arpun Briew halarati multi-purpose hall mau kasiang nakaliang Marcin laplat por kendiat hadian ke kendu bat kila pathai Khubor ban peleu jingmod bat uti 7 ya ka ek jingkwa bat jingtrang jong u nakabenta ki nong wan pit ka yu la shy ke sngi.
I think first of all the expectations should lie on the side of the audience. You know, I'm here to bring the best show I can bring, and I'm here to hopefully spread the word about this percussive style and this more unique expressive style of the guitar. So I don't really expect anything from the audience because it's up to me, you know, to bring the show. However, I've heard so much about like how the people love guitar here, how they love rock music here. Yesterday I even went to a blues club, right, like in downtown Shillong, and listened to this band. I think it's called the Blue Temptation. So good, so professional. And we are in such a remote city that to me is very impressive that the scene here is so strong. So I just want to look at the beautiful nature, hear some beautiful local music, and have fun. So my beginnings with guitar were classical, Western classical music. And I think it's good because it builds good technique for especially the right hand and the discipline of playing guitar. However, after about 3 or 4 years, I began to drift away a little bit. I was still practicing classical a lot, of course, but I picked up the flamenco guitar, the Spanish style, which was much more expressive, much more free, you know, and cooler, I think, for me. And I did that for a long time as well as doing classical. But in the meantime, I realized that the repertoire that was expected of me was quite tight, and that there was so much tradition to uphold in these two styles that I wanted to break away from it. And my parents gifted me an acoustic guitar for Christmas, actually, when I was 14 years old, so after about 4 years of playing already. And I started to experiment. And I had no teacher for the acoustic, I had no prior knowledge of what, you know, finger style or percussive style was. It was just complete freedom. And this freedom combined with the discipline of the classical and flamenco kept me in check, you know, and after years and years of playing guitar, step by step, very slowly, I built something original, I hope. So now I can share it with the world. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I could list many people. First of all, it always starts with the teachers, you know, like I could list some famous guitar players, but if we're being honest, the most important is the first impression. And my first impression was with my teacher from Poland called Mr. Pikor, was his last name, Pikor. And he was an eccentric guy. He was quite loud and was very honest when he didn't like what you did. However, he was also very caring, and like he had so much passion for the guitar that it really pushed me to be better and better. So the teachers always were the number one influence on me. However, when I got a bit older and I started to consider professional career, you know, as a musician, a lot of the players that were groundbreakers were very inspiring for me, especially Paco de Lucia was a flamenco player from Spain, incredible player. And later, when I was touring, so a lot later, you know, like after COVID, I started to get the chance to speak with some current legends like Steve Vai, for example, electric player, and he inspired me more in the practical sense of like the philosophy of touring and the spirituality of being on stage. So it's many different people, hard to name just a few names, but it's all a lifetime of experience that I'm very blessed to build, you know. Well, acoustic is better for me, you know. Acoustic is my king, or my queen, I should say, of guitar. But it's just my preference, you know. The thing that I love is playing with my fingers. You see the nails, you know, it's just the right hand. The left hand is just for the fretboard. Yeah. And it's lovely just having 5 fingers to choose from to make different new techniques. The electric to me has always seemed a tiny bit limiting with the fact that you use a pick, and I don't like picks. Now there's some players who play with their fingers as well, and everyone's going crazy, but you know, like playing with your fingers is just a natural thing to do. Like that's really your human body is the fingers, you know. So this is why the acoustic is preferable to me. It is a more universal instrument because it doesn't require amplification, which is amazing. Very easy for me to step out, take a video on the acoustic and just post it, and everyone likes it. So I prefer acoustic. But you know, music is music, so you do you.
Yeah, and so I think so we should come to the end of this interview, and I just want you to share a very brief message to the audience or to all the guitarists in the world that they should not lose any hope, and that coming from another guitarist is like, you know, very inspirational.
I can speak to everyone, but I can speak also directly to the people of India and the people of Shillong. I think music is something that connects the whole world, and it sounds cheesy. Everyone says this, right? But I got to tour the world. I'm very blessed, and I know that there's no better language to communicate than live music. And if you try hard enough, and if you are original, the absolute biggest thing you can be is be original. If you stay true to who you are, where you come from, then people will follow, you know. And it may be difficult because, you know, there's so much competition and everyone wants to make it, but it's possible, you know, and life just, you know, can bring crazy adventures your way. So keep at it, you know, and yeah, music will prevail.
Iperti jonga tak ke Iwan, kowi ko peram kwa Hangne pi.
Ivanไปคอนแบมกว่าลายสกอตมั้งคันตอมฉันแน่พะกามนี่ทำเป็นบทอย่างเดินหลักพะ
บนเส้นกิบรูจุกลีพาเกียงาตั้งกี่ขมัดพร้อมชนะยี่หยอกพยูได้
ไม่นี่ก็ทลายโทษนี่ไว้ทลาวลินได้ลิวัน
เฮ้ยขณะเฮ้ยพูดจะทลายพูด
Customer, kami ni ke tak phong hay dùng. Orang, kau tak buat sana gitu.
Thế chứ sẽ thấy dùng vậy.
Còn Ivan ông rồi cái bên husu cái gram mò tọt bun cái gram tem etiar đi pi.
Man ke sngi he ching im yonga. Dap du I ching ele. He ni ching dong.
Mem kubi kama wada yebon ri that the you is pang la sini da da diga taman em ya hat
Em stel là năm sang kẹo kẹo
Kata la nga. Mem du ching
Sokal da wan ra ga go khut ki ka skill Meghalaya. Ta min badi yang pi ku kwa ulai ni training go le banai ne mata wo chna wo thai suru.
Nga ko ai ama lai. Nan du da nei tek.
Play kan ran. Penju yang kalat keluti.
Ta pengang cepo.
Nga nong dang chat naman po yung chat gom tum na ba. Ha pa pi ni.
Ini.
Pi ai tu ha.
Hayuan telep oki im sini waktang. Hakamat kabe upa.
Nei wo ya ka ni kan.
Palang nong pa tu pi yang
Ka ni ka jau la training pa. Ê thân đẹp sahab.
Tang hikai ni suru ya gini prolog dewa hikai go nongkong daga simple design go ar da hikai daga design mana je ya gani ga simple design to da ni da gam tun le hem to to
Hakamat ke perthai. Penyu adu ikimen nir khai.
Gani ke check ko rap sarkar ma.
Duk mesin dia sikit dah kamu kuat.
Ni saya tu yung right now kon. เดี๋ยวสวยนะ
Makam dah sebon. Kakak tak.
suruh kong na ta ru miet bai phi nei ni chna bha ma yo ra asandar jan hara
Oh, ingat lek pada John Speed. Tak, saya sebon mak tak mau mak.